We last left off with Katie and Mortimer stuck on an island as people are rowing up in their canoes and small boats. Angry. It seems they're waving around weapons, guns, and more primitive weapons of spears and bow and arrows and slings.
Those hurt just as much as getting shot.
After a couple minutes of finding a for yourselves, you start hearing footsteps coming towards y'all. What would you like to do?
Found a spot to hide. People are coming towards us. How far back is that temple we found?
It's in the center of the island. It's not a huge distance, but it's also not as close, and it's up a hill. You have some tree cover, and there are rocks around you. Boulders, really, but it's a centralized area with growth on it, and then the beaches that surround the whole island.
So Katie is gonna look at Mortimer. Right, so either we go running into the temple and potentially getting shot at, or we loop the other way and steal a boat and get out of here while they're trying to come towards us.
Oh, well, let's go for the stealing the boat. I've always wanted to be a pirate.
Also, Mortimer, if you get my wife killed, I'm coming for you.
She will shiver your timbers and not in a no way.
I think there is a little more we can do than just sneak around and steal the boat. We could potentially have a little fun with this group, so to say. Lead them on a little wild goose chase.
I'm just curious, what weapons are y'all packing right now?
I think I said last session Katie brought a knife and a pistol, so there's something.
As this small party of people approach the shore and they start coming up to the temple, you're able to see that some of them are just wearing plain clothes, others are a little bit more tribal attire, but they don't look exactly like the villagers from the island. They seem to have more adornments of shells. One of them seems like he has just an entire piece of coral jutting out of his head.
So they look like Davy Jones' crew. Got it.
A little bit. They approach the temple. They don't seem to be searching for you yet. They see that it's open, and two of them go down. You count, and there's maybe 10, 12 of them.
We closed the door, right? I'm pretty sure we closed it.
Okay, yeah. Well, if this was only 2 or maybe 4 men crew, I would feel comfortable, because, with a firearm, men quickly surrender. But, A, I'm at a loss at how they look, and B, there's 10 of them. Wait, is there anyone back at their ship right now?
Katie will turn to look at the ships and see if they are empty.
They are all empty. You see 2 more people coming up the shore, though, dragging what looks to be a very long bag.
Oh, great. And they're doing human sacrifices. Because, what else could be in that bag?
Flashlights, wiring, books, food.
Fish?
Mortimer just gives you the look do these guys really look like the reading type?
You asked what else.
You know what? I do appreciate that. But, I do believe your wife would put, as many people would say, the old boot up my ass if I put you in danger. So, how about we wait for these 2 to go by us, and especially if we see any smidges of red being dragged from that bag, I don't want nothing to do with this group.
That's fine. It could also be a pig carcass, but we'll wait for them to go by, and then
we will take one of their boats.
Take one of the boats and see if maybe we have time to smash it or throw out the oars of the others.
Oh, yes, exactly.
So y'all are gonna wait for just a little bit before going.
Oh yeah, this is a stealth mission.
How both of you roll stealth for me?
We put on the cardboard box, John.
Oh, you monster making us roll stealth.
Oh, that is very lucky. Because I only have a 22 in stealth and I got a 21.
So the dice understood my threat. Good.
Oh. Yeah, they sure did. Because I rolled a 20 and I have a 20.
Nice. That's all you need.
Ah.
You both hold your position. It goes past. Unfortunately, their luck roll was not great, and the bag drops to the ground, and you see a whole bunch of shells, coral, and a whole bunch of other stuff just kind of fall out.
Just because it's a big bag doesn't mean it has a dead body in it that people are going to sacrifice.
You know, I don't even trust these shells either. There's something. Nope. They're not getting my curiosity. I don't care. It's like.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust the
Guys.
shells either. It's just because several members of a tribe are carrying a bag doesn't mean it's got a dead body for human sacrifice.
All right.
They clean everything up, and they start moving again. One of them slaps the other on the back of the head for dropping his side. Bag seems quite heavy, but they get all the shells and coral and starfish and sand dollars and everything back into the bag. They get it resealed, and they both heave ho and make it up the stairs after a lengthy amount of time. Do y'all want to give into the archaeological voice inside of y'all's head and go and see what they're doing?
No, Mortimer's already. This is a dust outline of where Mortimer was. He's already going to the boats.
All right, roll athletics.
Look, but Mortimer he has a love for knowledge and everything, but he is not an idiot. Yeah, I rolled a 49, but I have no idea where I will find my athletics at.
Is athletics a skill or would it just be strength?
Or would that be dexterity?
I'm gonna go with dexterity.
Okay, then I made that because that was a 55.
All right, you take off down the beach. Are you following Katie?
I am so glad this is not VTM and my character does not have the knowledge hungry flaw, because Katie would no. She starts to kind of go to the temple, and then they remember that their wife will probably be summoned in a spirit of fury and fire and what have you, and Crumbling follows Mortimer.
Well, before you do so, roll power for me.
Power, huh? Okay.
Need a hard success.
60. 20.
Dang it.
Is that a hard success?
My power is 60, so I think potentially.
Yeah, that should be it. You feel this compulsion to go back up and to see what's going on. You think of it as just curiosity, but something lingering in the back of your mind knows that's not the case. And you shake it off. It vanishes from your head, and eventually you make it down to the boats as well. No one seems to have noticed you two. By the time you get there, Mortimer has already destroyed one of the oars and punctured a couple holes in the boats.
You know, I can't blame you. The ruins were very tempting, but I would really prefer not to have to deal with those gentlemen, because I don't think they would be okay with you just looking about while they're busy with their whatever they're busy about.
Well, I mean, no, but my wife did stab me and I survived, so the odds are pretty decent.
Didn't mean to.
Are we sure? Are you sure you want to risk that? Because there are some things that are worse than death.
Taxes?
Mortimer cringes. Exactly.
Cthulhu might be bad, but April 15th is worse.
True. The thing is, if you're dead, you don't have to pay taxes.
See, the wife is making sense, guys.
Now, here's the thing, though. How do their boats look? How does the boat look?
It's a small boat, no sails or anything, just a paddle boat. Long to carry a couple people, but there's like 3 of them on the shore.
First things first, Mortimer looks into his pocket. He pulls up the directions to make sure they go back, and he just takes a little bit of time just to draw a rough sketch of the ruins. And he's just, all right, let's get rowing and get out of here before they come back out and realize what I did.
All right, Katie, do you get in the boat with him? Or
Yeah, she is going to get in the boat, and none of the other boats had any, okay, roll power.
extreme success?
72, so our does not make it.
Oh no. You feel this compulsion coming deep within you, and you see this yellow mist start to surround you. There's something you need to see up there. There's something dragging you there. Mortimer, you start to see the yellow mist coming out of her nostrils and start to circle her.
The scholar in Mortimer is very intrigued. He just thinks to the old novel The King in Yellow, but then just the normal person in him, he almost lets out a yelping scream, but then he just
Roll sanity.
oh yeah, I knew that one was coming. 25 out of 70.
All right, you take 1 sanity loss.
All right, drop me down to 69.
You yelp, and you kind
Nice.
of fall back in the boat as you see Katie start to float in the air in a cloud of mist, and her form dissipates into yellow spores.
Babe, I didn't know you could do that.
Neither did I!
Please tell me that this is just. Oh, no. Either she has found some actual form of teleportation, or she has literally become a cloud of spores. Either way, oh dear.
Katie, you start to feel lightheaded, and you black out for a second. Would you meet me in the gaming channel?
Yeah.
Or is there another channel that we can use?
How about we just deafen ourselves and Fennec, you can wave us back.
Yep, no problem.
Katie, you stand before the Tower of Big Ben.
Okay. It's not so bad.
There's a massive, almost tumor-like growth that spans up and down it with a large yellowish green eye in the center. You see flying creatures. You don't know what they are, but they feel like kin to you. You see hounds on the ground, marching in lines. You see shambling husks, looking like people, but just hunched over and just swaying side to side. You see these clouds of what look like spores appear and disappear and then take human form or bear form or various other forms. So you see a whole bunch of shapeshifters doing what you can do. You are my chosen. You will go. Percival. Go. All of a sudden, you are back at the altar at the top of the temple. The doors down are open and the stairwell has descended, and you stand in the center of all these worshippers. Although they aren't worshiping you and they haven't taken notice to you as they are holding their shells out towards the sea, but you feel this weight in your hands, a sword, and you look down and there's this great sword in your hand, long and rusted but with green and yellow finishes that just snake down the blade.
They haven't noticed Katie at all?
They haven't noticed you. You've just taken form. You have one mission, and that is to destroy this cult towards your patron's enemies, or to your patron's rival.
Well, I don't know if she would think of herself as Katie in this moment or as Percival. So I guess we need that role probably, huh?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and roll power. This is, again, just to keep control of your own mind.
Ooh, 19.
You get to decide. You know that you will gain more power if you do this, but at the same time, you will lose a part of Katie.
And she did promise her wife she would come back.
But if you do nothing, you will probably get captured.
Yeah, there. I don't want to murder them because, well, okay. All right, hang on. It's gamble, but is there one that looks like a high priest or a high priestess, like somebody who is clearly in charge of this?
No, not that you see. There was a more decorated one that went down into the caves, or down into the catacombs below. With your knowledge as Percival, you know that one is considered a high priest, one who is not your equal, but at the same time is a chosen of the rival.
Because here is my... how many are up here with me?
There's 10 right there with you. Unarmed, really. They're just holding their shells.
And I take it they're in a semicircle around the entrance and not kind of all lined up in front of the entrance?
No, they're lined up in front of the entrance. You're just standing in the middle of them.
Oh, okay. You know what? Hear me out, and you can tell me no. Can I start a domino reaction to kick half of them down the stairs? Use that as the distraction to run.
Yeah, I'll allow it. I want an extreme success, but as Percival and Katie right now, you have like 140 as your strength modifier, or as your strength.
Okay, so I just need to be under 104. Okay. Oh, this is... why are you giving me the power of an Arthurian knight? This is tempting.
Because I didn't get to use the Arthurian knight as much as I wanted to in the other one.
That is fair. No, because we don't know which entity her wife is tied to yet, so she's not gonna risk killing these people and doing something. Yeah, so we're gonna kick them down the stairs and then run. So let's roll this. All right, I got a 60 out of 140.
Not quite an extreme success, but a hard success nonetheless. You manage to kick them and displace them quite a bit. They don't go down the stairs, but they are now terrified as you still have this yellow swirling mist around you and brandishing a large greatsword.
Yeah, we're hanging on that greatsword, and as they all look terrified, running and yelling, "Mortimer, get the fucking boat going!"
Go ahead and wave them back.
Alrighty.
Alright. Mortimer, you hear Katie.
"Mortimer, get the fucking boat in the water!" As you see Katie running towards you, holding a giant-ass greatsword with the mist and everything going.
You also see Katie bounding. She takes a step, and it's almost a leap into the sand. She cleared those 50 yards I mentioned earlier in a mere seconds, leaving everyone behind in the dust.
You know what? There's no time for questions then. Mortimer is pushing the boat off into the water and getting ready to start rowing.
You push the boat into the water as Katie lands in it. You hop in and you both start paddling. Katie, your strength wears off a few minutes into the paddling, but you put everybody behind you, and both see two of the boats go into the water and just sink almost immediately. Anyways, y'all are free to be about your way. You keep paddling and paddling and paddling until you get to the first checkpoint.
Alright, so that's after the first half. Alright, that's the first half hour. Alright.
Which way are you gonna go? Right, left, forward?
Oh, well, hold on. I'm trying to think this correct, because when we first came, we left northeast from the island. We were traveling, and then after about an hour and a half, and then we did that for an hour and a half. So I think if we came from the northeast, we should go back. Would it be the same direction then?
Go ahead and roll navigation.
Hooray! I did put points in the navigation. 14 out of 20.
Look at you. You managed to get both of you back safely. Second checkpoint comes, third checkpoint comes. No one seems to be following you. And you both have some time to talk if you want while you're in the boat.
Well, don't worry, Miss Katie. I'm not going to tell anyone about your misliked properties. There we go. We'll put it like that, because that's no one's business but your own and Miss Victoria.
Kitty, as he says this, you have a strange urge to drain his blood.
That answers some of my questions.
I have many questions, and the most is like, do I need to go stat a VTM sheet here now?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Got like another season before that, I think.
Okay. She's just gonna kind of tilt her head, sniff, just one very slow sniff, and like the lips curl back, and I imagine she has human canines, but it's very much a before blinking and being like, we're going to tell my wife everything, especially because I don't know how to explain. Well, she gestures to the sword if it's still there.
It's still there. It hungers. You feel its hunger. Its hunger is your own.
Cursed sword, cursed sword, cursed sword.
What in the freaking Soul Calibur, Lich King, Warcraft, D&D, whatever his name had in Critical Role bullshit is this?
It's John having fun.
It is John having fun, and Fennec is having a lovely time. She's
Welcome to the horror.
she's just gonna poke the sword and look at Mortimer. How into science are you?
Mortimer's got a face of just childlike wonderment now. Just
We're hungry, she gestures between her and the sword. And I have a thought experiment.
I have a theory.
now, what type of hunger are we talking about? Are you hungry for now? When you said an open mind, or scientific, or are we talking about some type of like hunger for like a soul, or
She'll
you
hold
having
out
some
her
type
knife.
of sanguineous? Oh,
Just
sanguineous hunger.
Just a little thumbprick. Just put a little on there and see if it does anything.
He pricks his finger.
You prick your finger, and the blade, you see the yellow that wraps around it almost start to pulse like an organ. The drop of blood falls off your finger and onto the blade, and you just see the blade absorb it, and the red almost... There's this faint coating in the yellow of red, and you grab the hilt of it, and you yourself feel a little sated from this drop of blood.
Oh, goody. It's as I feared.
We know you're definitely not some kind of vampire, because we're definitely in running water, and you would have died from that. And it's daytime, so, well... Can you communicate with the sword?
I suppose, though it believes me to be someone called Percival. But, well, there was a thing that called me Percival that decided to enmesh itself with Big Ben, and then give me this. So I'm assuming it thinks I am Percival.
Is there any way this sword could show you its history? Like, what has the sword seen? Maybe that could help us try to, like, pinpoint who is this individual it's comparing you to.
Well, mythologically, Percival was a knight of the Round Table who was sent off as part of the Grail quest, and what have you, but, sure. And she'll peer down the sword. Yes, hello, Blade. I don't know your name yet, I'm sorry, but would you give me your history, please?
There's no response.
Oh, you're so mean. Do I have to give you more blood if you want to cooperate with us?
There's no response. Except for a low humming.
I just wanted to know, the minute you said Percival and everything, the old historian in me I really wanted to just ask one question. Is it true that King Arthur was killed by a giant cat?
There is nowhere in the entire Arthurian mythos that a giant cat comes into play.
Actually, my dear Katie, it is actually a part of the Spanish mythos. The cat creature that slayed King Arthur. Yes, its name was Cath Palug.
Listen, I know that historically, the further you go back into the Welsh and Celtic mythos of King Arthur, the Tuatha Din and the Wild Hunt is attached to it, but really, a giant cat.
That's why I find it fascinating. It's supposed to be some Celtic giant cat, and in Norse mythology there was many different hounds. There was of course the hound that guarded hell, but then of course everyone remembers Fenrir, but then Fenrir's children. So why not a giant demon cat?
Because it absolutely makes no bloody sense when the whole entire most of the mythos revolves around Arthur fighting his son Mordred, which is a whole subject I really don't want to go into just for the sheer factor of it.
Mortimer's just sad now. He's just, but that's what makes it so astounding. When you go through so many mythologies, just the absurdity of some of the things when you look at it, it's like, really? That?
Arthurian mythos comes from the Celtic and the Welsh Isles, which did not, like the Japanese tradition of Shinto, and other regions have an animalistic shaman practice where they believed, and this will go on and on if you continue to let us, John, so...
Oh yeah, because that every time Katie says something, that's just when Mortimer goes, but wait, but
So we're
what
gonna put
about
a pause
this
on
myth?
that.
That's why I warned you.
That's what happens when you have history geeks.
I did just get a message from John saying, "What have I done?"
I'm just like, what have I done?
I would just like to say this for the listeners, not one thing we said was actually incorrect.
No, I know. That's why I was letting it go. I was just like, oh wow, this is quite factual.
I'm gonna roll over and get 2 books off of my bookshelf, and you're gonna see why I know so much.
This doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
I lived in Germany for 20 years, listeners.
Mhm.
So I grew up with this stuff.
Oh, I realized the listeners can't see the books I'm holding up, but I'm holding up one that is Arthurian Myth and Legend, an A to Z of People and Places, and the Chronicles of King Arthur. Both of these I got in my local half-price books. Yee, not sponsored, just wanted you to know.
The last thing I'm going to say, listeners, is if John dares to bring in the Grimm brothers, God help him. Because I actually went to the Grimm brothers' castle when I was a child. I know quite a bit about that.
Stay away from European legend. Got it.
I mean, you can
I'm
try.
giving you no warning because I want you to wander into my hyperfixation and try me.
I've been warned.
Yeah, you've been warned, you just don't know what it
You're talking
is.
to a bunch of nerds.
And I'm not gonna tell you.
No, I'm aware. I didn't realize I was in good company on the Arthurian stuff.
John, I told you all the project I've been working on is based off of Arthurian mythos.
Yeah, no, you're right about that.
Getting back on track though, where's the camera going after it kind of fades out on these two having an in-depth discussion to the point where when they get back they will probably decide to start a podcast where they just discuss all the ins and outs of Arthurian legend in the different iterations.
When they walk up to the house, they've been talking for the past 3 hours about this. It is now almost nighttime, and you are ready for them to be back. You are about to send out a search party.
Yeah, Victoria's just been a little bit antsy, because also we want to go to the we have to go to the thing. There's the thing.
You hear them before you see them. You hear a whole bunch of mentioning about Arthurian lore, and them just going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth about the cat and Mordred.
I clock that it's Katie talking before I can even tell what she's saying, and I go out to meet them. And I think at some point I do pick up a cat that we have nicknamed Mordred. So I just come up holding Mordred, and we heard you were talking about us. So what all did we miss? Where have you two been?
Then you see this broadsword being dragged by your wife.
I think Katie has Excalibur.
I am pretty sure this is not Excalibur. Otherwise, it would have been given to me out of a stone. It would appear in my hand after I became mist and went back to London, and then appeared in front of a bunch of cultists and tried to kick some down the stairs, and then yelled at you to get the boat.
But, I mean, technically you turned into
Can you go back to the
mist,
beginning
so
of
it's
that,
still
love?
kind of...
Oh, look! Mordred! And she'll pick up the cat and start to walk inside.
Oh, look, what a look. I mean, it is such a nice night tonight. Oh my goodness, do I smell tea?
If Mortimer makes any attempt to, escape, Victoria will just scruff him if she has to.
I mean, you can scrub both of us, because we're both trying to escape.
Both just trying to... Oh, no.
Where have the two of you been, and what have you been up to? You're not getting out of this conversation.
I mean, it's not like we saw some really, really amazing ruins that when you put a stone in them, they activate, and a group of strange-looking ne'er-do-wells totally didn't show up. And
we activated the stone, and I appeared.
And Katie totally didn't become mist.
We activated the stone, and then I appeared with the sword in hand after the stone was... this might be Excalibur.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying it Excalibur. It kind of makes sense, Katie.
Okay, but the mist did not describe Excalibur as some vampiric, hungry entity that's now entwined itself with my desires.
I'm starting to wonder, is it us that are causing the weird things to happen, or is it this island, or is it his fault? I point to Mortimer.
And I totally need to hang out with you guys more often. This has been the greatest day of my life.
We should probably head inside as we're having this conversation out in front of where everyone can hear.
You do notice that there's a couple of scholars looking at you a little cockeyed, just like, what the... Where did she find that?
And Victoria's just gonna laugh. Sunstroke, makes you... Heat strokes, heat sickness. You start going mad seeing things.
Uh-huh. And they just kind of walk with their heads rubbering around.
I just shoved them both into the house and shut the door.
Oh!
You, pointing to Mortimer, what did you get her into? What did you let her talk you into?
Hey, Miss Victoria, I do believe you're underestimating Miss Katie. Miss Katie is capable. I mean, if she didn't want to, she would have told me she wanted to just stay, and I would have honored that.
That's why I said, what did she talk you into?
Mortimer actually looks down now like, now that's a different story. Well, I mean, I hardly ever get to talk to anyone who actually enjoys and appreciates myths, legends, and history like this, so I'd like to have a compatriot in studying all this, and we went to the island that the chieftain told me about, and this is when Mortimer pulls out his notes.
Mortimer regales you with the tale of landing on the island and finding the temple opening, and then the people show up on the island on boats. Katie tells you... What does Katie tell them?
So, darling, my love, She who I cherish
Victoria
above all
has
else.
been staring at you unblinkingly since Mortimer started talking and explaining.
I'm afraid.
Okay, and she'll hold up Mordred as protection in front of her. You can't be mad. I didn't know it was going to happen, but it was a very compelling ruin, and I did say we should sneak back to the boats and strand them and get away. As much as I wanted to go because I didn't want you angry and worried. However, Mortimer, my dear good fellow, would you say it was like a yellow mist came over me and I had no control when I disappeared?
Exactly. It's not like you were trying to be some kind of comic book hero or anything. You were completely out of your own control. It was actually kind of worrying, and that's why I didn't leave.
Yes, and I might have been transported back to a version of London. I don't think it was really London, because I think we would have heard on the radio by now if a giant spore monster had overtaken Big Ben with a large yellowish eye and replaced everybody with shape-shifting beings and shambling things and whatnot. But it did look at me and it says that, "Oh, hello, Percival, you're my chosen." And then I appeared in front of a bunch of cultists with the sword, and I had a choice. I could have killed. I didn't. I chose not. I chose to fight that and not kill them, and try to kick them down the stairs and run away instead, which I think I did rather admirably. Very quickly. I was very surprised how quickly across the sand.
So the two of you went to Mysterious Island without me.
When you put it like that, now it sounds like we did something bad.
Why wouldn't you bring me along for this? I've just been wandering around trying to find something actually useful on a bookshelf literally anywhere with no luck. There is an event going on tonight that I was hoping to get to. I hope we're not too late. I forgot about it when I was worrying about you.
Would it make up if I have etchings of the markings from the temple?
Victoria just holds out her hand.
I'm sleeping on the satay tonight, aren't I?
It depends on if I can read these etchings.
They hand them over. I'm going to go make your tea that you really, really like, and maybe find some flowers.
Katie, as you start to try and weasel your way away for just a breath of not getting glared at by your wife, you feel a hunger again.
I swear. Not now, sword, Excalibur, whatever your name is.
You feel a dark energy from your wife.
Haha. No. Do we still have the rope you originally tied me up with?
You're really bringing that up in front of him. Oh,
yes, well,
I
considering
remember now. Brain went in a strange direction with that, yes. It should be just over. Hey, bring the rope out.
Anyways, no, the sword wants... Just please tie me up before I try and do something.
The hunger intensifies.
Not today, Satan. Not
Rope
today.
This is where we find out I'm a differently weird kind of immortal? Because that'd be neat.
I got a 7!
Nice.
You feel the need to feed, but you know that the hunger is not your own. You know the hunger belongs to the sword, not to Katie. Grab yourself a cracker and it seems to sate the hunger.
Angrily munches on the cracker while holding out arms to...
Victoria will, obligingly, and so you can't see what kind of knot she's doing, makes it so if you decide to go murdery, it'll be difficult, but also you can, bustle about and fix tea and everything. Because I know that that helps you de-stress, and I feel bad. The glaring has stopped, but there's still worry.
Victoria, you hear a voice in your head. Kill it.
Oh, piss off.
Claim more power. Kill it.
Absolutely the hell not. Nope.
Roll power.
Oh no. Oh no. My power is 80 and I got an 88.
Ooh. We're gonna go to a break right now.
I'm sorry. No!
During Pride Month!
You have been listening to Beyond the Crumbling Veil, a Call of Cthulhu 7e actual play podcast by Styx Helix Productions, as part of Pseudonym Social, a creative podcast network changing reality one story at a time. If you're enjoying this show, please consider leaving us a review on iTunes or Podchaser or wherever you're listening to help other people find this lovely spooky tale. Beyond the Crumbling Veil is DM'd by John Bowman of Styx Helix Productions, with Brian, Fennec Foxfire, and Brianna Jean. The show is also produced by Brianna Jean. If you don't want to wait to find out what happens next, you can get early access to our episodes by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/pseudonymsocial. You can also find out more information about our other shows at pseudonymsocial.com and support our various productions.